What if I told you that the man you see in the mirror is merely a shadow of the titan you were meant to become? You've been walking through a fog, believing you have explored the depths of your potential. Yet you haven't even begun to scratch the surface of the power vibrating within your own marrow. Before we dive into the secrets of semen retention power, make sure you subscribe now and join our Telegram family. The link's in the description. Don't miss the exclusive insights and daily motivation that will keep your energy, focus, and discipline unstoppable. Your success journey starts today. Even those who have practiced the sacred art of retention for months are often still standing at the threshold, staring at a locked door because they lack the key to the real power hidden behind the veil. Most seekers never get close to the core, distracted by the surface ripples while the deep ocean of transformation remains untouched and silent. The reason you felt nothing during your previous attempts is not because the practice is a myth, but because your approach was hollow. You likely remained a prisoner of the mind, mentally trapped in a cycle of lust even while your body remained stagnant. You were holding your breath rather than learning how to breathe, bottling up a volatile energy that eventually exploded into another relapse. This energy is not a cage to be locked. It is a river that must be redirected toward the heavens of your own ambition and spiritual clarity. True retention is not a passive act of waiting. It is an aggressive act of internal alchemy. If you are merely counting days while your mind worships the decaying images of temporary desire, you are not retaining, you are simply suppressing a fire that will eventually consume you. You must stop the worship of flesh and the hollow pursuit of ghosts that offer no substance to your soul. Lust is a slow poisoning of the intellect, a thick sludge that prevents the gears of your higher consciousness from ever turning. To walk this path correctly, you must undergo a complete systemic overhaul of your internal hierarchy. You must stop viewing your life force as a burden to be discarded and start seeing it as the raw fuel for your evolution. When you transcend the need for immediate, cheap gratification, you begin to vibrate at a frequency that the world recognizes but cannot explain. It is a presence that commands the room without a single word being uttered, a silent authority that emanates from a man who is truly whole. If your last attempt ended in a few short weeks, you must be brutally honest with yourself. Was your mind truly still? If your thoughts were still consumed by the hunt, the craving, and the pursuit of the external, then you never actually began the journey. The benefits of true retention are not of this material world. They are metaphysical shifts that alter the very fabric of your reality. For those who have reached the deep waters of a long-term streak, no explanation is necessary. But for those still on the shore, words are insufficient. You must understand that you are attempting to burn off lifetimes of mental conditioning and karmic momentum. Rome was not built in a day, and a palace of spiritual discipline cannot be erected on a foundation of doubt and hesitation. If you allow the voice of the skeptic in your head to whisper that this doesn't work, you have already lost the battle. Those thoughts are more dangerous than the urges themselves, because they rot your resolve from the inside out before the enemy even reaches the gates. Every slip you have ever had began with a lie you told yourself in the dark. It started with the suggestion that perhaps you were missing out, or that your efforts are in vain. You must learn to see these thoughts as intruders, as assassins of your destiny. You must sublimate them, transform their energy, and destroy them before they can take root in the fertile soil of your subconscious. If you do not kill the weak thought will eventually kill the man you are trying to become. Retention is an ancient pillar of human greatness, a practice woven into the DNA of every high civilization and spiritual tradition. From the Vedic texts to the Stoic philosophers, the control of one's creative essence has always been the prerequisite for genius and enlightenment. The ancients spoke of a 12-year cycle of total celibacy as the gateway to the divine, a period where the very biology of the man is rewritten. These are not just numbers. They are the timeframes required for the subtle energies of the body to realign. Different cultures have sought this mastery through various lenses, yet the core remains unchanged. Some choose the path of the monk, a total devotion to the higher self, where the physical is entirely transcendent. Others, like the practitioners of the Tao, learned to circulate this energy through the body, ensuring that not a single drop of vitality was wasted on the ephemeral space. They understood that to master this energy is to master the universe itself. For the microcosm and the macrocosm are one and the same. In our modern world, we are conditioned to be drained, distracted, and defeated. We are fed a constant stream of hyperstimulation designed to keep our dopamine levels in a state of perpetual chaos. When you constantly drain your vital essence, you are choosing to live in a state of permanent withdrawal, a gray existence where colors are muted and the spirit is heavy. You become a slave to a chemical loop, chasing a high that leaves you emptier than when you started. The dopamine trap is the invisible cage that holds the modern man. When you break the cycle of release, your brain begins a painful but necessary recalibration. The urges you feel are not signs of need, but signs of a system trying to revert to its addicted state. If you can withstand the storm of withdrawal, you will eventually reach a plateau of stability that the average person will never know. You will move from a life of frantic seeking to a life of calm, calculated power. The real magic of this practice does not reveal itself in the first 14 days. Short streaks are merely the waiting room of the soul. True transformation requires the patience of a mountain. It is only after several months that the spirit settles into its new rhythm and the deeper benefits begin to crystallize. The mind will try to trick you into quitting just before the breakthrough occurs, using boredom and doubt as its primary weapons to drag you back down. As you cross the 6-month threshold, a profound presence begins to take hold of your life. You find yourself in tune with the now in a way that feels almost supernatural. Your intuition becomes a sharp blade, sensing the intentions of others and the shifts in your environment before they manifest. The inner restlessness that once drove you to seek distraction is replaced by a deep, resonant stillness. You are no longer a leaf blown by the wind. You are the wind itself. By the time you reach a full year of retention, the world begins to look different because you are different. Mental clarity becomes your default state, and the hesitation that once clouded your speech vanishes. You move with a zero-friction confidence that makes obstacles seem to melt away before you even reach them. People will look at you and see an intensity in your eyes that they cannot categorize. A magnetism that draws opportunities toward you, like iron filings to a magnet. This journey is a solitary one, and the wisest among us know that the greatest experiences are often the ones left unspoken. There is an old adage that those who know do not speak, and those who speak do not know. Your transformation is your own private revolution. You do not need the validation of the world to confirm what you can feel growing inside you. Let your actions, your successes, and your very presence be the evidence of your discipline. There is no universal map for this territory. Some will find their footing immediately, while others will struggle through years of trial and error. The only failure is the refusal to get back up. Every relapse is a lesson in where your defenses were weak, and every successful day is a brick in the fortress of your character. The biggest obstacle is never the flesh. It is the mindset that believes the flesh is in control. The moment you begin to question the validity of your path, you are already walking toward the exit. You must treat doubt with the same hostility you treat a physical threat. Eviscerate the what-ifs and the maybe next times, as soon as they appear. If you allow a single weed of doubt to grow, it will eventually choke the life out of your resolve. You are a warrior in a war of attrition, and your primary weapon is your unwavering focus. It does get easier, though that is hard to believe when you are in the thick of the struggle. Eventually, the body adapts to its new level of potency. You stop holding it in and start living it out. The energy ceases to be a pressure and becomes a current, a constant flow of vitality that fuels your creativity, your physical strength, and your spiritual depth. You will look back at your old self and wonder how you ever survived while being so spiritually malnourished. You are not alone in this endeavor. Across the globe, a silent army of men is waking up to this truth, reclaiming their sovereignty from a culture that wants them weak. We draw strength from the collective discipline of those who refuse to be ordinary. This is not just about self-control. It is about the radical reclamation of the masculine spirit. It is about becoming the man you were always intended to be before the world told you who you should be. If you have been waiting for a sign to commit, this is it. The window of opportunity is always open, but the time to jump is now. Do not settle for the crumbs of a 14-day streak when the feast of a year-long transformation is waiting for you. Push past the initial hurdles, endure the fire of the first few months, and claim the power that lies on the other side. Your future self is waiting for you to make the choice that changes everything. Every day is a new chance to kill the weak thoughts and feed the lion within. When you stand on the summit of a long streak, you will see the world from a vantage point that most will never reach. You will realize that the sacrifice you made was no sacrifice at all, it was an exchange. You traded a moment of cheap pleasure for a lifetime of authentic power. You traded the shadow for the sun. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. The road to mastery is long, and the path is narrow, but the destination is nothing less than the total rebirth of your being. Keep your eyes on the horizon and your feet on the path. Do not look back at the burning bridges of your past habits. The man you were is dead. The man you are becoming is eternal. Let the energy rise, let the mind clear, and let the power of retention forge you into a weapon of destiny.